Two things you need to know so that, or as an affiliate, so that you make sure that you're not plagiarizing. That's what we're going to talk about today. And bonus insight that brings everything full circle. Welcome. I'm going to adjust this because it looks like my head is a little far up. Okay. Welcome. I am Debbie Dunford. I am a fast track mentor here inside the community. So if we have not met, hello. And as you're hopping on, would you do me a favor and put in a feeling emoji? Tell me how you're feeling right now. And also tell me where you're coming in from. And I have a hair on my lip somewhere. There it is. Okay, so welcome. So two things you need to know as an affiliate so that you make sure you're not plagiarizing. This is something that has come up a lot, so I thought I'd talk about it today. And I want to ask you first, as an affiliate, what can you share and how? And we're referring specifically with attractionmarketing.com, okay? So what exactly can you share as an affiliate and how can you share that? Go ahead and put those things in the comments. While you're doing that, wanted to tell you a little bit about when I first started and how I felt about all this. And before I do that, let me go ahead and just give some shout outs, say hi to some people that are hopping on. Hey Sharon, nice to have you on. Colorado, nice, we'll be there next weekend. Anna D. Miller Olson, nice to meet you. I don't know why I just said your full name, but hello. Let's see, Becky's here, awesome. Laura, North Dakota, hey Becky. Ray, coming on from sunny South California, awesome. Maddie from Ohio. Let's see, who else? Hey, Olive from Canada, nice to have you on. And Tim, it's been a while, nice to have you on. So, again, go ahead and put in the comments, as an affiliate, what can you share and how? And thank you for telling me, sending some emojis to let me know how you're feeling. I appreciate that. What can you share as an affiliate and how? So, as you're putting those in the comments, when I first started with Elite Marketing Pro and started, knew that we could share things. You know, I watched some trainings and understood that we could share some things, but I just had some mixed feelings and emotions about it and how to share without plagiarizing, all those things. I was really concerned about that. And so I got on a call with Fernie and asked him specifically some questions about, okay, if I share this blog that you wrote, how do I share that and not be plagiarizing? Has that been a question that you have wondered and would like the answer to? If that would be helpful for you, this topic, let me know. Sharon says DDoA content, blog content with attribution to the author. Okay, Sharon is saying the DDoAs and blogs. Alicia, hey, from Tennessee, nice to have you on. Laura Lee from Saskatchewan, nice. Jennifer's here. Wendy is watching live, coming to BC this weekend. Ooh, Ray's going to BC this weekend. Okay, awesome. Alexandra's from Alexandra, that's pretty cool. Hello, Valentine and Connie. Hi, nice to have you on. Let's see. Ray says we can share blogs from EMP. Don't know how exactly. Okay, so let's see. It sounds like that might be beneficial for you. Laura says DDoA, blog posts with author recognized. Okay, good. So how do you recognize the author? That was a question I really had. Yes, as I'm new. Okay, Sean, great. And I wonder about that too. Olive said, okay, great. Richard and Johanna as well. So good. So this is a topic that is worthwhile. That's great to know. Yeah, I was right there with you. I wasn't sure exactly how to do it without plagiarizing, what would be more effective, what wouldn't be. And Sharon says she's a 2-day newbie. Welcome. So she doesn't even know yet. Awesome. Okay. And Crystal from Utah, apparently my neighbor. Hey, Crystal. And how to recognize the offer. Okay, awesome. So let's dig in then. First thing, and people have mentioned it, we, as an affiliate, you are licensed to share the DDoAs, the blogs. You can also, well, before I get into that next piece, so DDoA and blogs, let's focus on those two at first. So what are some ways that we can share the DDoAs? Where are some resources that you can find on specific instructions? Did you know that we have specific instructions on how to share the DDoA? If you know where that is, will you drop that in the comments? Let's help each other out here, because we do have specific instructions on how you can share the DDoA on your page, on your fan page. So going to the blogs while you're filling in that information, going to the blogs, yes, give credit where credit is due. Sharon and a couple other people talked about that, giving credit where credit is due. So how exactly do you do that? Because I understood that piece, that we needed to give credit, you know, a while ago when I first started, but I wasn't sure how to go about doing that. So in my conversation with Fernie, back to that, I asked him, how do I do this? And he said simply, at the bottom, you can say, or someplace in there, you can say guest writer, Fernie Ceballos. Pretty simple, right? I was like, okay, that's easy, I can do that. Or at the beginning, what are some other ideas I wrote down? Wanted to share with you, ideas I've used. Okay, sorry, hold on. I've lost my place. Where did I put? Because I can't think now. Okay, also you could say something like, thanks to so-and-so for their input in this blog. Or at the beginning, you could say something like, you know, you could start with your own little piece of information and kind of bring it in your story a little bit, and then say, my friend Fernie shared the following, and then the rest of it is his blog. So you're giving that credit. People know that it's a quote, okay? It's very obvious that it's a quote, and you can avoid the plagiarism thing by doing so. So making sure you give credit is due, be creative how you do that. But is that helpful to you, what I've shared so far? Are those ideas helpful for you? Michael's here from Michael Windsor from Dallas, awesome. Lee from Australia, welcome. Gabby from Florida. Jamel's here. Oh, okay, so Ray's having a little conversation, awesome. Some people know some others in Perth, awesome. Okay, so Maddie is saying it's helpful, getting some hearts and likes. Okay, so that's one way you can go around doing that. Now, I haven't quite seen in the comments if anybody knows where to find those instructions. Okay, awesome, for the sharing the DDOAs. And I was not planning on asking that question, so what I'm gonna do is give you a little homework assignment. There is a file in one of the communities about sharing the DDOA. So it's either in, I believe it's in the community, okay, in the Elite Marketing Pro community. I don't believe it's in VIP, I believe it's in the community, but that's your homework. There is a file in, so when you go to the community page or the VIP page, you can go and look inside, and you know, off to the side where it has like videos and files and all those things, click on those, and I think it's in files. Again, I apologize for not being prepared for that. I wasn't going to ask that question, but I was like, oh, that might be helpful. So in the files, look for, or maybe even in the units or the frequently asked questions, it might be under there. And it'll show directions on how to share the DDOA. Oh, okay, Sharon says, okay, there's one in the Elite Hub as well. Okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing that link, Sharon. I appreciate that. So it looks like there's one in the back office as well. There also should be one in the, I'm pretty sure it's the frequently asked questions as I talk about it. So, so go ahead, do a little research there. And hey, if like Sharon just did, would you post maybe in this, if somebody finds it in the files, will you post it in this thread so that other people can see where it's at? Make sure we're covering all our bases. That would be awesome. Okay, so sharing the DDOAs, go and find those instructions. They're really, really helpful. Now, what about if you don't want to share the exact DDOA and you want to take the information and share it yourself, but you're also worried about the same thing with how do I share this and not be plagiarizing because it's somebody else's ideas. Same thing, just tell where you got the ideas from. And I want to hit on, has anybody wondered if that would discredit you? I'm curious to know that because that's how I felt. I felt like it would discredit me to mention who it was, that it wasn't my own ideas, okay? So, lost my train of thought again. Anyway, so with the DDOAs, make sure you mention who it's from. Tell it in your own words, okay? So if the person's DDOA has 2 or 3 bullet points, take those bullet points and put them in your own words. Share it how you would share it. If there's a story that they tell that relates to it, think of your own story that can relate to it, okay? So you're taking those ideas, but making it yours. And that's totally fine. That's not plagiarizing, totally fine, okay? Tara, hi, how are you? Lee in the back office, awesome, okay. One is in the VIP roadmap. Okay, maybe that's where, let's see. Okay, awesome, so there might be a few different places. Maddie is saying it's in the EMP community that it's at. So it sounds like there's a few different places that you can find instructions on how to share the specific DDOA video itself. Julie said, I used to think so, but now I think it makes you more of an authority for your audience. Okay, so Julie, in answer to my question about do you think it discredits you, she's saying she used to think so, but she thinks now it makes you more of an authority for your audience. Awesome. We're going to get to that as part of our bonus insight in just a minute. So the other things that the second thing you need to know, so the first one was the DDOA and the blogs. The second thing is your products in your back office, your emails, and other affiliate pieces in the group. Those are different things that you can share. So let's talk about those so we know how to avoid plagiarism. So products that you have in your back office. Again, make it your own, tweak it. If they talk about a story, tell your story. If they have, for example, one of Kate McShay's that she did a while ago that talks about the different posting ideas, that she has 10 different post ideas. Well, can you share those ideas? Yeah, just give her credit. These ideas are from Kate McShay. Got these ideas from Kate McShay. Here are her 10 posting ideas. Okay, that's easy to do. Make sure you give credit where credit is due. Emails. What if you take you're starting to write your own emails, if that's where you're at. If you're not there yet, totally cool. Don't worry about it. If you're where you're at, where you're starting to take over your list and you need email ideas, can you repurpose Vitaly's emails? Well, yeah, again, take his structure, take his idea, change the story, make it your story. Because if it's the story that didn't happen to you, that's not relevant. Make it your story. Think of a story in your background that fits, okay? And then follow the same kind of format. So that again, you're not using his exact words, you're taking his idea, tweaking it, making it into your words, switching around some things so it's from you, changing the story up, and there you've got an email that you just took from an amazing copywriter's standpoint and his format, but you can now use it as your own, okay? Let's see. I'm trying to see where this starts, Lee. Okay, so Lee says, if you put your own spin on it and change it to your own language, it should be okay, I thought. Yeah, take your own spin on it. Move it to your own language. That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly, Lee. You're exactly right. Make it your own language. Put your own spin on it. So let's be clear, and maybe you're talking about the blog, Lee. So if you're going to just simply copy and paste, say Fernie's blog, one of his blogs, over to yours, and you're just putting some of your info at the beginning, and the rest is his, and it's word for word, you need to give credit where credit is due. But if you're changing it up quite a bit, just changing the words like you're saying, making it your own language, then yes, you're okay. Does that help? Does that make sense? Richard and Johanna says, I felt it gave me more authority because it was from Fernie, who's my mentor. Okay, awesome. Yes. So we'll get right into that just a minute. So that's for products in your back office, the emails. Now, what about other affiliates in the group? And what other people are saying, and maybe it's not even affiliates, but what about other people's lives, other people's ad copy, other people's posts that they've written? What about those? Okay, these are a lot more off limits. These cannot be copied over word for word. Okay, I need to be really clear on that. Do not copy over somebody's live, copy beforehand, you know, so here's their video, here's their live content before. Do not copy and paste that. That is their creation that they took the time and effort to think through and come up with, okay? Can you model that? Absolutely. What is modeling? It's not taking it and copying it word for word. What it is again, thinking through, okay, this is what they're saying. How might I say that? These are the points they made. How might I talk about those points? Do not take word for word, okay? Trying to be very clear on that. Do not take word for word ad copy. Do not take word for word live headings that people write before their lives, above their lives. And do not take word for word posts that they've written, okay? That is theirs, and they need to be able to keep that, okay? They work hard on that, and they need to be able to own that, okay? We good? Thumbs up if we're good. Rewriting, yeah, Richard and Joanna. Yep, rewriting. No, that's a no-no. Yes, that's a no-no. Okay, unless you have their permission to use it, you can just get the idea and then put it into your own words. Yeah, great point, Julie. If you go to them and say, hey, can I use this word for word, and they give you permission, that's up to them, absolutely. If you have not gotten that permission, can I use this word for word? Okay, off limits. Just model, model, model. Okay, so the bonus insight, where yes, and some people have talked about it a little bit on this thread, where you wonder if, and that's what I wondered, if when I say this is, I got these ideas from Whit and Carrie Hyam, or I got these ideas from Becky Graff, okay? Whoever it is, if I say I got these ideas from somebody else, does that discredit me and take away my authority and how people see me as an authority? I was just sure that that was the case. I was just positive that that was the case. It would make me look like I didn't know what I was talking about. Does that sound familiar to you? Like, have any of you wondered that or been worried about that? Because I definitely have. And let me go back through while you're bringing that in. Ray says, sharing blogs, isn't there a way to use a short link now? Okay, so that's another point, Ray. So yes, what if you wanted to share just the exact blog onto your fan page or something? And that's obviously written by Fernie. Like, all the content's there. You see that it's Elite Marketing Pro when you go to the link. So yeah, in your back office, under your affiliate stuff, you have a link shortener option. So yeah, you can go and put the blog in there and get a little link shortener and put it in your post. Put that link in your fan page post. Now, I would highly recommend taking maybe some of the first few lines or so of the blog to give the people an idea. Just use that as kind of your blog heading stuff, like your copy for the blog that you're gonna put. I'm trying to do pictures, that's how I do it. So here's your post, and you take and copy and paste some of the first part of the blog so that people have an idea of what's gonna be coming up in the blog, and then you can say, to read more or to learn more, click here, and you click it, and they click it, and it goes to that blog. So that's where you can put your link. Your shortened link. Is that making sense? Let me know. Okay, so good. We've got some thumbs up. And Alicia said, yeah, that's what I've been thinking. We're getting some yeses here. Crystal saying, no, it doesn't take away. Julie says, I don't think so. I think it shows you're tapped into good training. Okay, awesome. So we've got some people that are wondering and feeling that way like I was, and some others that Julie said she used to think that, now she thinks something else. So let's get really clear on that. When have you noticed when myself or somebody else on the DDOA, and really what I noticed was when JT was doing it, and he says, here, I got this from this book, and he shows the book, right? And he shows where he got this information from. Not once have I ever thought of him, man, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He had to go to this book, right? Like, I've never once thought that when it's somebody else I'm listening to. I just think, oh, okay, that's where they got it from. Okay, and actually, the insights and things that have been given have usually always been something that I can connect with, that is meaningful for me, that I get value from. So not once did I ever think they're not as much of an authority figure as I thought because they had to go somewhere else. No, actually, it kind of shows, look, they're working on their business. They're doing their homework. They got this information. They took the time to do this research, whether your research is watching a DDOA and repurposing that and getting the information from there. That's totally fine. You're the one taking the time to do the research, and then you're sharing it. And because you now know it, that's how it's seen, that you now know this information. So that puts you as the authority figure, does not discredit you, okay? let me know what you're getting from that. If that makes sense, what you're getting from that, because I know that was a really big piece for me to really get and get clarity around. And so hopefully that is really helpful for those of you that have wondered about that, because again, I was there. I know what it feels like. So let's see. Thanks for the clarification. Awesome. You're welcome. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Okay, awesome. And Adrian hopped on. Hey, Adrian, how are you doing, my friend? So again, real quick rundown of those things. DDoA and blogs, you can just send them over, just give them the credit. With the DDoA, when you share the DDoA, it's obvious that somebody else is doing the live video, and you can put their name or whatnot if you'd like. But a blog, if you're bringing it over to your Page Creator Pro and you're putting it on your blog site, and that's a clarification I just realized I didn't make at the beginning, so I can see where there was some confusion. When you're putting a blog onto your Page Creator Pro as your blog, you need to make sure and give credit where credit is due, because it's now on your blog, on your website as your own. Okay, and I've also seen that also doesn't discredit you. I've also gone into different websites and different blog sites, and I've seen like who the writer is for that one piece, and I've seen guest writer on there, and not once in those situations either have I thought, oh, they didn't come up with their own. No, they're just somebody else is writing it. We're getting content from other people. It's totally fine, totally cool. It does not discredit you, and it actually builds you up as an authority because you have this amazing value that you're offering. It doesn't matter where it comes from. Okay, so Richard and Johanna says they're continually growing and developing the personal development. Yeah, development. Yes, absolutely. Crystal says I'm big on research and I always clarify where I get my info on my live videos. Awesome, that's great. Okay, so then the second thing was products in your back office, emails, and other people. Talked about how you can go about being respectful and not plagiarizing there. And then we talked about how when you share and give credit where credit is due, it does not discredit you. It actually builds you up because you now have the information that you're teaching to somebody else who doesn't have that information. And when you share something that others don't know, that always builds you up as an authority, okay? So thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know if you got some value out of this, and also put in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway? I'd appreciate knowing that, even if it's after we get off the live. If you'd put in the comments what your one biggest takeaway was, I would sure love to hear that. So join the DDoA every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll be back again here tomorrow. Going to be a great mentor on here for you tomorrow. Laura says great content. Awesome. Amy says thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you letting me know, giving me that feedback. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.